Hey guys, what you doing? It's TheKillerDoll here, and yes, you read the title of the video correctly. We are finally on the third part of ASMR Thoughts and talking about the over-sexualization of the ASMR community on good old YouTube.com. This has kind of become a series on my channel that's been loved and hated alike, and nonetheless is something that I thought I would have only made one video on, but unfortunately it didn't stop there. Unfortunately, the problem of ASMR Thoughts on YouTube has only gotten worse and has evolved into what I call stage 2 of ASMR Thoughts, and that would be ASMR Thoughts Pandemic. As I clearly noted in my first video, this used to be an epidemic, however, we have now evolved and just upgraded into the status of pandemic. So for those of you who are new here or have just never seen my ASMR Thoughts videos, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of what to expect and what we're going to be talking about here from a ASMR connoisseur herself. For those of you who are familiar though, feel free to skip to this time, and congratulations on keeping up with this bullshit. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. This is basically a feeling that you get, typically referred to as a tingly or staticky sensation that you get when hearing a specific sound or seeing a specific motion. This includes, and isn't limited to, hearing soft-spoken or whispering voices, repetitive words, loud eating noises such as chewing or slurping, and pampering. ASMR is commonly used for people to fall asleep, and that's the reason I actually use it myself. But it has been known to help alleviate depression and loneliness as well. Now, with that in mind, you're probably wondering what the hell ASMR thoughts are, and well...
Slowly begin to remove his pants. Savor each moment. Go to sleep.
Get naked. I want everything off.
That's pretty much it. Nowhere in the definition of ASMR does it say that it is overtly sexual, yet here we are on YouTube.com. Much like Twitch Thoughts, ASMR Thoughts are a thing that exist on YouTube.com and are currently running pretty rampant and apparently unchecked. Until now. Well, until 2 years ago to be exact. Now to go into a bit more detail, we're going to go into what we classify as an ASMR thought around here. The definition of an ASMR thought is as follows. An ASMR thought is a person who participates in the over-sexualization of ASMR on YouTube.com. The content the ASMR thought posts is not suitable for YouTube.com and is just clearly taking advantage of the ASMR tag and overall popularity to try to get some good old views. The content in question typically goes against YouTube's community guidelines and has just slipped through the cracks due to incels loving some good old free jerk-off material. It's played a role in demonizing ASMR while also getting ASMR content creators apparently demonetized, and yeah. That's ASMR Thoughts for you. Now, unlike the past videos, I am going to be censoring the content as much as I can while trying to show you as much of the Wagcast content as I can. Because I'm trying to currently avoid Susan Wojcicki just body slamming me into oblivion, as she has the last 2 videos I made. Because, we love an age restriction while most of that content on there wasn't age restricted. But I mean, the videos are clearly around YouTube because YouTube doesn't know how to restrict and, follow its own fucking guidelines itself. So you can watch those if you are so inclined to do so. And with that finally being said, let's get into the ASMR thoughterry you all told me I needed to check out. Now with these videos, I try to kind of start off nice and easy on you guys because who wants to jump into crazy shit right away, right? But this is 2020 and we're only going to be going from bad to worse to problematic itself. So we're starting off with ASMR anal massage without penetration. Yes, you did indeed read that right.
If you've ever watched gay porn, you might think that the only way to have sex is through anal or oral penetration. But the reality is, there are countless ways for you and your partner to experience fun, joy, and pleasure. Welcome to this non-penetrative anal massage. The first rule to giving your lover butt-tingling ecstasy is to delight their entire body. We're not just assholes walking around with a human attached. We're a whole human body with a heart craving touch and pleasure.
God, I am already in hell. So for those of you who may not know, the genre of ASMR thoughts that involves men always makes me cringe the most. And that was honestly no exception. That made my insides churn. I did not feel good. There's just something about a man whispering about gay sex into my ear that just really makes my brain want to die. just doesn't do it for me. So, as you can see, this is an ASMR instructional video that basically teaches you how to, I'm gonna let the creator WikiDcool tell you himself about his little monstrosity. ASMR is an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin. ASMR is triggered by specific acoustic stimuli like whispering and subtle noises. Though ASMR isn't intrinsically sexual, it certainly can be used for that purpose. Although ASMR isn't intrinsically sexual, I'm gonna make it that way so more people can get off to softcore gay porn through me making this in an ASMR sequence way. And there's the lovely age restriction based off community guidelines that we love to see by ASMR Thots. Tell me, WikiDcool, in what frame of mind were you in when you thought that this right here would be appropriate for everyone? Like, just what made you think that unassuming eyes were like totally gonna be down for this? Just not getting it. The thought process ain't clicking up here. Maybe because I'm dumb, maybe because this doesn't belong on youtube.com.
Next, use your teeth to gently nibble your lover's ass. The teeth are amazing instruments when used correctly. The key is to be gentle. Notice how, when you nibble his inner thighs, when you nibble all around his ass, he's going to start begging you to give him more.
And there we have it, guys. There goes all monetization I thought I was ever going to have on this channel. Now, as I mentioned, I'm censoring what I can because I just don't want fucking Susan Wojcicki to break down my fucking door and smite me where I stand. But clearly the video is available for you to see without my censorships. Because apparently, YouTube can't even apply its own community guidelines fairly amongst all of its content creators. So if you would like a visual and auditorial step-by-step instruction on how to eat your man's ass, then be my guest and watch this video. I also just want to know what possesses somebody to decide to make a step-by-step tutorial on how to eat ass as ASMR. I mean, we know why, because it'll reach a greater audience, but still.
Give his balls some attention too. We're not just isolating the butt as a separate part of the human being. We're exhilarating the whole body, from the butt up.
We're exhilarating the whole body. Not just this man's asshole, but his brain and third eye as well. Don't forget his balls. Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, the only thing that's been exhilarated because of this video is my lessened will to live. It is extensively dropping as we speak. Now, the video clearly goes against YouTube's community guidelines in terms of their policy on sexual content. Specifically, the depiction of sexual acts for the purpose of sexual gratification checks out for both video and audio, and just clearly doesn't belong on the site. Because as we all know, despite a community guidelines restriction, which we all know is bullshit anyways because kids will work around anything, this is clearly something YouTube notes is violating their policy on sexual content and can result in termination. So, that's some prime USDA grade ASMR thottery. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The best part is he has a playlist for this content.
Hey there, my name is Davey Wavy, and today we are going to do some ASMR gay sex sounds.
Only going to subject myself to this content because I know you guys love to watch me suffer. Yeah, and that's gonna be enough of that. We're good. We're good here. Didn't want to start the video with the man getting some sloppy toppy, but here we are, folks. Let's move on, shall we? I'd say we're moving on up in the world, but this one is just bad. That's all I can say, it's just bad. Say hello to Adriana Robledo ASMR. Now, as we all know from my last video, I'm a gamer girl, RXD. So of course we're gonna check out this gamer girl ASMR because gamer girls support gamer girls, ooh. So at this point you're probably wondering, doll, where's the ASMR? Where's that good old head tingly sensation I'm supposed to be feeling? Where's the ASMR part of this video? What you watched was just it. All the bitch does is loudly tap on a keyboard with a shitty mic while occasionally calling you hot and good at video games. The incel's dream, of course. There's literally zero ASMR appeal to this video, and I can tell you why right now, because if I can create the exact same thing while smashing a desktop with my phone mic, it's not cutting it. Like, I didn't try for my parody videos, but honestly, those might have came out better than that, not gonna lie. Not even trying to promote my parody videos, I am literally just using that as a comparison. I genuinely think this is bad. But you know what? I'm willing to give the bitch a chance. I'm gonna give her a mulligan. Maybe she was just having a bad day. Maybe her mic broke or something. You know, there's way more videos I can choose of hers to check out to just see how quality she is. So why don't we check out like her newest video to see just what she's all about. And what a great video to look at. ASMR with big balls. Oh God, this isn't gonna be any better. Yeah, it wasn't any better. I think it actually just got worse. Now, I don't know if it's her massive personality or her clear understanding that she's breaking YouTube's community guidelines with this little disclaimer. Disclaimer, this video is not meant for fetishization or sexual purposes. My ASMR videos are meant to help you sleep and for relaxation. Yes, Adriana, this video right here is definitely for relaxation purposes, despite the shitty mic quality as well as the focus of the thumbnail. But this is what being an ASMR thought is all about. Truly, the prime example of someone definitely using ASMR for views. The content's just honestly bad, like there's not much more I can say to it. Like, sometimes it's good, most of the time it's not. And she clearly breaks the thumbnail policy with her two massive personalities being the star in basically every thumbnail, which relatively translates to a strike against the channel typically. And due to how many thumbnails are like this, she'd probably be terminated by now if she didn't have an army of Simpson incels behind her, which she clearly knows and is taking to her advantage.
Such a good sim to me. The best sim. I have the best sims. Oh, I love it about.
We're gonna put a pause on her real quick. We're gonna be back to talk about her a little bit more later as to why she's probably trying to get people to come to her channel and look at her over-sexualized ASMR. Next up, we have some prime quality content from Smooth ASMR, which, as you can clearly see, is literally going to be my worst nightmare
Fucking realized.
I said we were going to be going from bad to worse, and we're at that transitional point now. We've hit the worst overly sexualized ASMR content now. Just for shits and giggles, we're gonna start with the one I personally find to be the most interesting. Daddy sniffs and kisses your asshole ASMR.
Hey, my little baby. So, today I'm very horny and I want to do something different. You know, I love your asshole. You're a tight little asshole. And I like when you sweat in your panties.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. We are only 13 seconds in and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I think this is the one that broke me.
Hey, baby. You want daddy to give your little asshole a little?
I can't take this seriously. Like, I know it is supposed to be like erotic ASMR, but who the fuck gets off to this? I don't know how anybody can take this shit seriously. Like, even trying to make a joke out of it, it's hard. Literally in this guy's case.
Wanna go sniff your asshole? Stay where you are.
Wow!
Oh, it smells so good, baby.
I'm in hell. This has to be a layer of hell. I know like Dante's Inferno exists and shit like that, but I think we need to rewrite it just to put this in. Because truly, as most of the comments on this video say, it's the sniffing sounds for me. I honestly think that the description is what really adds to this for me though.
This was an idea and fantasy I've had for a long while. And sorry for the audio quality. Next time I'll be more careful and less close to the mic. Hope you enjoy it.
And of course this video is age restricted, because why the fuck wouldn't it be? This dude deserves all the restrictions at this point. If not full-on removal, because you know, this clearly violates YouTube's guidelines on sexual content. Like, what isn't wrong with this, to be honest? The other video I wanted to talk about was the lovely Obey Daddy ASMR moaning, ass clapping, and blowjob. But I literally can't because it's what the title says. And personally, I'm willing to draw the line there after listening to this man pretend to sniff my asshole. This is where we're ceasing and desisting. Now that we're finally done with the worst category of ASMR thoughts, we now get to move on to the final category, which is the more complex one, the problematic. As you can see, there are 3 channels I'm going to be talking about in reference to this. One of these I've already discussed, so I won't rehash that. and 2 of these we haven't. And from the thumbnails alone, they are clearly very different. But they both have one common factor, which we'll get into in a second. First, we've got to check out the lovely Lips to Tingles ASMR, who's aptly wearing a lace bra and a shawl in her profile picture. Clearly, we're off to a great start, so we'll just kick this off with a bang real quick. And that bang is going to be this lovely video. And age restricted based off guidelines, we are clearly off to a great start here, boys. Get ready for some more censorship to not piss off Girl Susan. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched the 11-minute and 20-second video in its entirety. Now, the thing about this channel is that it's arguably not bad ASMR. Like, it really isn't. It's just every now and then there's an overly sexualized video for those sweet, sweet incel views. With this in mind, it's absolutely mind-boggling to me to hear her talk about in her recent update video how she is not monetized. I mean, who would have thunk?
Most of you guys know I cannot make money on YouTube. Sadly, I can't. Sadly, I can't. I am not able to get monetized.
Sadly, I can't monetize my Yitties and ass anymore while calling it ASMR content. So I will be moving to twitch.tv, where ass and titties get special privilege and don't get the panhammer because of Twitch's incel staff.
You have a YouTube channel that practically panders to horny incels, has herself in her underwear and thumbnails, and the cherry on top for all this is that this isn't even her first channel. So basically, it's a mini Hungry Lips. Except the one thing I'd be willing to vouch for her on is that the content that isn't sexual is actually pretty good ASMR. She's got the tech, she knows what she's doing when it's not thottery. It just so happens that most of it is. Now, the last person for the problematic category that we need to talk about is someone that, oddly enough, a rather popular YouTuber actually promoted in one of their videos. I don't know what the qualifications were to get into this video, nor do I know if they checked out the video, and I don't know if their views on this are any different than mine. So I digress. But the channel we're looking into next is Ginger ASMR. And honestly, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys for a second. Her content isn't bad at all. It's actually really good ASMR content. Her roleplay videos are really well put together. She obviously knows what she's doing and does it well. She has a wide range of content that I'd arguably say she nails all of it down. She's kind of a jack of all trades in that sense. And she clearly has a mic and she knows how to use it. You could also say that some of her thumbnails are pretty suggestive, and you know what, I'll give you that. But that just puts her on the same low level of thottery that Cherry crushes on per my first video. So overall, she's not an ASMR thought, for the reasons I've stated earlier, but that's all about to change a bit. Now, with that in mind, you're all probably wondering, doll, with varying levels of thottery and, well, varying levels of ASMR content itself, what could these 3 channels possibly have in common? And to that, the one thing I have to say in regards to what one thing all of these channels have in common, the factor that makes these people problematic in my opinion, is that all 3 of these videos promote their NSFW content such as 18+ Patreons or OnlyFans through their Safe for Work YouTube channels, as well as their non-restricted videos, or, channel for that matter. Now, I want to make this crystal fucking clear when I say this, because there's been kind of a debate on this regarding how I talked about Cherry Crush, and I just want to make something absolutely clear. There is nothing wrong with having an NSFW OnlyFans or an 18+ Patreon account, because you are selling this stuff behind a paywall and it is not available to the general audience. Well, in some of these channels' cases, on youtube.com, which is what ASMR thottery is all about. Until now. When you start to promote your NSFW content on a platform that is clearly very against this stuff, that's where we're gonna have a problem, and that is where you're treading on some pretty murky water. Because YouTube doesn't allow this content to be posted. And while you're technically not posting it directly to the website, you're literally promoting the content, telling people that they should go to this one if they want to see this other content that's available for them. When you run a pretty safe for work ASMR channel and then decide to promote your 18+ NSFW content on said channel as well, suddenly it kind of seems to me like you're trying to peddle porn to anyone that happens to stop by your very non-restricted channel. Some of those people could possibly be minors because you aren't restricted. And let's just say one of them gets smart, steals mommy and daddy's credit card when they're not looking. Oh, to see some plastic titties. Well, that's definitely on the parents for leaving their card out like that, like how fucking easy access is that shit? It's also on you for literally publicly promoting on a safe for work platform your not safe for work content. What I'm trying to say here, because I'm pretty sure I'm rambling now, there's nothing wrong with having an NSFW OnlyFans or Patreon account. Make money where you can, we're in a pandemic, do what you gotta do. But when you're promoting said sexual content through YouTube, a website with very crystal clear guidelines on what is and isn't allowed, and the content you're promoting is very clearly not allowed on the website, we're gonna have a problem. Because while you're not putting it up on YouTube through the upload feature, or I mean, you're half-heartedly putting it up in some cases, you're still clearly promoting it through a website that has stated that this isn't allowed. And honestly, with people doing this, I can see YouTube in the future just taking away the option to link Patreon or anything like that. Because people are now literally using it to promote porn or sexual content. Because, as we all know, YouTube is terrible, and instead of solving a problem, they'll just fuck us all over. Now the thing is, you have options for promoting these sites. I don't know why you'd pick YouTube when there's clearly Instagram and Twitter that are very open towards this stuff. And by very open, it's seemingly allowed, especially on Twitter. But deciding to peddle your porn on YouTube.com, a place where it is very clearly not allowed, that's some ASMR thought material right there. So I guess congratulations are in order, considering you just now added another thing to the list of what makes somebody an ASMR thought. Ring-a-ding-ding. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys for a second, you literally have YouTubers that have OnlyFans and 18 plus Patreon accounts that like exist, and they don't promote it on their YouTube channel, and they are totally fine. Shit, they've also been pretty successful. Now I know a lot of people are gonna argue with me saying like, well, Instagram's changing their guidelines, etc, etc. Twitter's still a pretty big platform where you can definitely gain more fucking clientele, honestly. So I am 100% sure you guys would be fine not peddling your titties to kiddies on YouTube.com. ASMR is clearly a genre on YouTube that is very popular. However, with popularity come people trying to leech off the topic in order to gain more viewers and subscribers. Some of them turn to the sexualization of ASMR in order to, you know, get those good old simpin' incel views. And sometimes clearly trying to get attention brought to their channel so they could direct it in another direction, if you catch my drift. And while this content to an extent demonizes the community, gets actual ASMR artists demonetized, gets actual ASMR artists that follow YouTube's community guidelines demonetized due to the very similar usage of words that they use in their titles, and just constantly break YouTube's community guidelines through their sexual content policy as well as their thumbnail content policy. I can honestly say that I think this is more prevalent than it was 2 years ago when I made my second video to the series. And genuinely, it's only getting worse. To put this in perspective for you guys, I only used a couple channels out of an entire photo album of channels that I found. And a lot of those channels are promoting their NSFW content through OnlyFans or 18 plus Patreon or even adult sites through their YouTube channel. So people can play that whole E for everyone kind of spice on YouTube while literally promoting porn at the same time. ASMR thottery has truly evolved from an epidemic on YouTube to a full-blown pandemic. I personally don't think it's that far to say that this is probably what the ASMR community is going to be known for eventually, if not already, to be completely honest with you. You're always going to have the channels that are like big and that everybody knows that follow the guidelines to a T, but the amount of relatively new channels I've seen that do this shit, the ASMR community is going to end up being seen in a worse light than it ever has been, because this is like ridiculous. I think it's time we personally pull the plug on this shit. Like, put it down like the old family dog. The ASMR thought content, that is, not the ASMR community. Which, arguably, is what watching all these videos made me want to do to myself. But yeah, that is gonna do it. That is ASMR Thoughts 3. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, because I sure as shit did not. Like, literally just finding this content, writing a script, and like watching these videos made me want to commit literal self-murder. So thanks for voting on wanting this, you fucking pricks. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the ASMR thottery that is a literal continuously growing tumor within the ASMR community that can't be fucking killed. And let me know what ASMR artists that you guys actually like to watch, because I'm in need for some new ASMR content, and it's the holidays, we could all use something to get us to fall asleep at night. As always, I'll be leaving some of my personal favorites in the description of the video that I've been watching a lot lately and, you know, think you guys might enjoy. Make sure to leave a like on this video, because honestly, after all the shit I've seen, I would very much appreciate it. Makes me feel a bit better after making myself sit through ass-sniffing ASMR, to say the least. And if you aren't already, you might as well subscribe to my channel. I honestly talk about a lot of different shit, so there's bound to be something that piques your interest. But yes, this has been the third and final ASMR Thoughts video. At least for the year. Y'all will probably keep giving me content to talk about till I'm blue in the face. But until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye! Hey baby, you want daddy to give you I can't take it seriously because I know my mom's trying to sleep upstairs and I don't think I can do this.